Welcome traders, Johnny here with the Investing for Beginners community. Today we are going to go over the top 10 stocks that I'll be watching for this week so that way we can kick off our Sunday Stock Talk. Now we do the Sunday Stock Talks every Sunday night around 7, 8 o'clock p.m. my time, so definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, if you are new, definitely check out hold on one real quick, our Investing for Beginners private group, over 71,000 members. We have a lot of great content. We even have some new members here, always getting new members every week. Lots of questions, a lot of people participating, and very limited spam, if at all, no spam. Have a ton of moderators that come in here to help keep this group very safe for all you new investors out there. Also, check out the channel overall, Investing for Beginners community. Subscribe. We have over 5.2 thousand subscribers on this Investing for Beginners and over 500 videos, all to help you out with growing your portfolio. This one's a great video I took that we made about 2 weeks ago. How to grow your account from $300 to $30,000. Now, we were able to grow our account. Let me showcase that to you real quick. I was able to grow my account from $300 at about 3% a day ish, which is 10% a week or 40% a month, and was able to grow it to over $30,000. Now 3% is around $900 a day. So we've come a long way in our journey to just being better, in a better position, period, and also educating you guys in the process as time goes on. So for all of you that know or have been a part of the channel, definitely subscribe. Or for all of you that know, we do these videos quite often, and we love to showcase that to you. What we're doing, what we're looking at, and stuff like that. So if you give us just a second, we are going to be spreading some links around. Like always, we do have a Discord as well where I share and showcase my trading ideas. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. And let us begin. 1 second here to post this link. There we go. And make sure that everyone's tuning in to the live stream for the Sunday night stock talk. It's going to be a great one. We have a lot of companies that we want to go over. Now, I do have more than, I think I have like 20-ish. I have 31 companies in my watch list. So if you see one during the live stream that you want me to go over and that we did not go over or that I may have missed, definitely check it out so that way we can talk about it. Also, we're going to be going over 10 companies that I see potential in that would be a great setup for you guys, possibly. Now, remember, I'll never tell you what to buy, hold, or sell. That's not what I do here. But what I do is showcase my thoughts, my ideas, my trading style, and basically what I'm going to be doing for the week. Now, tomorrow morning, I will be trading live, so you guys can tune in and watch me trade live on some positions. And yeah, you guys can check it out. So definitely subscribe and smash that notification bell so you know when I do go live tomorrow. So let's go ahead and make sure that quality check is good, sound is good, everything is sounding good here. Okay, perfect. All right, so we got some people tuning in. Hello, welcome to the live stream. Now, we have been doing some plays. We have been shorting the market a little bit. I do have the short button right here. Now, for everyone who doesn't know how to get a short button or be able to short on WeBull, you need to first sign up or get into this individual margin account. Okay, it has to be a margin account. You can't do it on a cash account, and you have to have more than $2,000 in your account. If it goes below $2,000, then you are at risk of possibly getting a margin call on yourself, even though you're not really trading with margin. In a way, you're using borrowed shares. So definitely be aware of that. If you are going to be shorting, I'd say have around $2,500 to $3,000 in case your position goes below $2,000. You don't get stopped out and lose money. So that's definitely important to know. Now, in my margin account, I do have over $30,000, and I do also have a cash account. Now, as you see, the cash account is what we have been showcasing to you, the public, with $1,000. Now, I did take $1,000 out of the margin account. My margin account is more of a long-term, um, um, of course, I've grown it. It's a bigger account. I have more positions in this company, in this portfolio than I necessarily would on everything else. Now, with that said, we took $1,000 profit from the margin account, put it into the cash account, and are able to have a more um, high risk account to trade more high risk, day trade and stuff like that. Now on my margin account, I swing trade. I have long-term positions that I'm holding and add to. This is where I have over 150 shares of Gladstone Capital, and that company pays me dividends every single month. I also have O Realty and a ton of other income producing assets in the margin account. If we can get this video to say 100 likes, then I will showcase my margin account to the public. Now, moving on, the cash account here is what we're focusing on. This is more of a high risk account. This is where we cannot short on here, even though we are over $2,000 now. Started with 1,000, and within the last 4 months, we have been able to double that account to over $2,200. Yes, that is correct. And we're going to be making a video on just that. Now, I do have some other videos that we showcase talking about exactly how to grow your position and what to look for. But guys, that's exactly what we're going to talk about here. Now, look at TQQ. TQQ has had a nice run. This is a company that has been going up since even January. Let's see, this huge pullback here in January, okay, to its high was 40%. So just having $1,000 investment into TQQQ, you could have made 40% on your investment in 4 months. That's about 10% a month. Now I aim for 10% a week. But this is really good for new investors. Now, 40% on $1,000 is $400. So you would have then been halfway to doubling your money. Now, we didn't necessarily just buy and hold this. We actually, if I go to, could have swore it was the 4 hour here. I think I just have to zoom in a little bit more. No, is it the daily? No, it's the 1 hour. Interesting. It's not showing my trade. Oh, I have to go to unlock here. And that should showcase. Yeah, there we go. So I do have plenty of trades on TQQ. So buying low, selling high, buying low, selling high, and doing it continuously, even on this consolidation period of it going sideways. Now, why am I telling you this? Because there's more potential in holding this company long term by simply buying low, selling high. There's 30% right there in 20 days. You wait for the pullback, there's another 16%. So now you're at 46% profit in half of the time. Wait for a pullback. You're at another 13%. So that's 59%, almost 60% profit in half the time. Wait for another pullback, 60% plus another, say, 10, that's 70%. Wait for the pullback, and here is another 10%, so that's 80% profit in the exact same amount of time, or 4 months, as you would have got in the 4 months just holding it and buying, or not buying at all, just buying $1,000 here, waiting and selling at the top. You could have even sold here or here and made the exact same amount of money in less time, right? Because there was that high point there, 40% in 60 days. But if you're holding, you're at the same point as it was in March as you are now toward um, March 21st. And if you were holding and still holding, whoops, and still holding to where it is now, you would literally be only up 21%. So can you see the difference here? Holding on to a company long term isn't necessarily the best strategy for the most potential gain. Okay, and I just wanted to showcase that to you before we start the actual video. Now, with that said, there is a huge pullback that did happen. This company did lose about 22% of its market cap, which is fine, right? That means it got a 20% discount on our investment for the future. And as you can see here, it's already gone up over 13% in a week. So while the market was selling off basically all month, like for 2 or 3 weeks in April, it's selling off. We're not buying it when it's selling off. We're waiting for opportunity for it to dip. And since it found its support level at $49, we were able to get in and we were able to make that 13%. So there's another 13% on top of the 60%. That's 73% profit on what used to be $1,000, right? But I already made 60% here. So we're at $1,600 right here in March 21st. We waited and we were able to load up almost another $1,500 here and make 13%. So now instead of making $130, we're adding another $70 to $80 on top of that, and now we're making $200 on what would have only been $130, right? And that's the true power of compounding your money and using it for yourself. So TQQ is definitely a company that we're going to be watching. Now, it does go along with the markets. It's the ProShares Ultra Pro QQQ. It's a 3 times triple leverage of QQQ. Now, QQQ has had a pullback, but it's had pullbacks in the past. Like even this one was a really strong pullback. It went from 372 to 341, and as you can see here, it went from 449 down to 411. Now, because it went down, right, 8%, TQQ went down 23, 22%, 8, 16, 24. That's 3 times a movement of what Triple Q made. Now it's starting to trail up, and it is currently at 55.35 after hours right here. As you can see, 55.35 after hours, and there's still potential for it to go up another 15%. So if you feel like you've missed out, don't feel like that, because there's a potential to make another $150 profit on that $1,000 investment. And guys, we just cleared $2,200 on this cash account. So that 15% is now going to be, actually, instead of $150, it's going to be $300 for anyone who is able to grow their account alongside with me and are trading with $2,000 or more. Okay, and to put that into perspective for some of my other subscribers out there who trade with $10, $20, $30,000, who've been watching my channel for a long time, know that 10% of 10 grand is $1,000, guys. Okay, 15%, that's $1,500. Okay, and these moves are happening very quickly. Okay, this happened in 7 days. It went up 13%. So $1,300 in a week, that's probably more than what you make at your day job. And I tell you what, I have never felt greater not having to work than I do right now. Okay, every month I used to put $100 in, and then weekly I'd put $100 in, and then I was putting $100 a day into this portfolio as it started growing, right? Starting to use less of my hard-earned money that I had to work for, and it was starting to take compound interest effects, and my profits now go into my portfolio to where it can grow exponentially. Now that I'm comfortable with over $30,000, I'm able to pull that money out at the end of every month. And we're talking 40% profits on a $30,000 account. My guys, I'm not always going to hit 40% every month, but even 10% in a month on $30,000 is $3,000 a month. Okay, that's money I could pull out and use for bills, use for fun, use for travel, and just overall whatever I need. But I don't even live off of $3,000 a month. My bills are less than $1,500 a month. Well, actually less than $2,000 a month. So that extra money, it just compounds and it goes into that account and it just grows, grows, and grows. And now we're using the cash account to do the exact same thing to you. So the margin account, the cash account. I do have some other assets in Robinhood, and I also use TD Ameritrade for some companies that I never touch. I have companies like Tesla, Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia in the TD Ameritrade account, which I've never sold before. Okay. And that's good to know too, because if you don't touch it 10, 20, 30 years from now, it could be 500% more. It could be 1,000% more than where it is now, which is just crazy, crazy to think about. So TQQ is one of those companies with a huge track record. It's a 3 times triple leverage of QQQ, and QQQ is 1-for-1 of the NASDAQ. So this company tracks the NASDAQ, and that is a good indication because it does nothing but go up. As we go on a weekly, this company has shot up tremendously since even 2011. Let's just say 2011, it's grown over 800%. So just simply holding your money in QQQ or Invesco QQQ Trust, you could have made 800%, right? Well, why not just do that? Because it's for one, it's boring. Okay, it's not very exciting. So just for me to just tell you, hey, put your money in QQQ, right? And also there's pullbacks. So even if you invested, say, in 2020 to 2021, 1 year, or a little bit more than almost 2 years, you'd be up 138%. Sell at the peak, get out when you start seeing it go down, and then you could have bought at the next low to the next high, another 67%, right? Well, in these long period trades, you can trade on a short period amount of trades, right? And you could trade all these little ones here in between. 15% is amazing in 1 week. 1 week. Okay. Now this is showing a little bit less than 5%, and it's tracking at $431. So TQQ is what we would want to trade if you're looking into QQQ, making over 13% in 7 days. It's a lot cheaper as well. It's only $55 a share. Now, talked plenty about TQQ. Let's go ahead and move on to SQQQ. Okay. Or I'm sorry, not SQ. Well, we could talk about SQQQ real quick. Okay, because we made some money on this as well. Now, you can short, right? You can short a position. And when you short a position, you are basically betting against that position, right? Well, you can short TQQQ without actually having to short and use margin. Okay, you can simply buy SQQQ because it is a reverse ETF, 3 times leveraged of the QQQ. Okay, so as QQQ is selling off last week, this made a huge, huge rise, over 25% increase in 7 days. So that's also how we were able to make money last week when the markets were selling off. Okay, we shorted TQQ, but we also bought long on SQQQ. And if it's a little confusing, let me know and we could, make a video on shorting, how to short, or just how to use SQQ as a potential short. Not everyone has their account set up to be able to short on a margin account. And if you want more information on that, just let me know. So because this company went up 25%, which actually means it went down, right? We were able to make money on it. Now it's going back down. and it's already down 12%. So definitely be careful of SQQQ, because when you look on the weekly, it's one of those companies that has done nothing but go down ever since TQQ has been rising. Okay, this company used to trade up at like the $400,000, $178,000. So don't get stuck holding the bag on SQQQ. This is definitely a company where these small areas of opportunity, look, 30% in 2 weeks. Okay, why? Because the markets went down back in October, which means SQQ went up. So SQQ definitely was one of those companies with some great potential. As you can see, I had a buy sell there and made some money off of that. So moving on, we are going to look at Google. Look at Google, guys. Now, Google has been going up for quite some time. Let's look at the daily, and it skyrocketed up past our areas of previous resistance and support. So we're actually going to clean this up a little bit, get rid of all these lines because they're irrelevant right now. Okay, for the next week or so, we're going to be looking at what Google is going to be doing. It is going to be coming back down a little bit, but it may just simply go off of this little blue line that I created here quite some time ago, actually. As you can see here, it's been tracking below it. And every time it goes below this trend line, it bounces off the bottom, creating a strong resistance level, right? And because it's a strong resistance level, it's not going to be going up. Now, it has recently broke this trend line, which means it's very bullish. It can do two things. It can come back down, or it can stay on above this trend line now. It's way above the EMA and the SMA line, which is just fantastic. When we look at the 4-hour, though, it is starting to come down a little bit. And if it bounces off of this 166, 167 level, then we may want to buy and make about a 10% profit, 9% or so, back to its previous high. Okay, so Google is definitely a company we're going to be watching this week as well, waiting for some pullback confirmation and buying some more. Carvana has recently started a new trend up. Now, for all of the subscribers out there who watch the channel, know that we have the pattern of reversal, which is rejection going down, consolidation, which is moving straight across or horizontal, and then confirmation or an upward pattern or upward trajectory. Now it has recently shown that it's out of this consolidation period and it's now trailing up from a low here of 71 to a high of 85. That's a 20% profit on your investment. So if we use $1,000 as an example, you would be up $200 in 4 days. In 4 days, probably like more like 3 days actually. This was actually overnight. So overnight position, you would be up 20% overnight. Okay, now there's no way to tell the future. There's no way to know if a company is going to go up or down, but now that we know that there is upward momentum, all we have to do is ride this wave up another 10% with a risk of about 8% or even lower at about 18%. So set your stop loss really low at about, say, 83, maybe 84, and use it as an opportunity to potentially make 10%. Now, 10% on $1,000 is $100, and it has strong confirmation that it is going up. It's showing strong confirmation here on the RSI as well. Now, it is showing that it is overbought on the RSI, but with it going up, it may get to that $94 mark and it may not, right? We're going to make another trend line here. It looks like it's right in those levels of previous resistance here. And if it hits this resistance, it may just shoot back down. Okay, so we definitely want to be aware of that. Okay, previous support levels, previous resistance levels. It got below those support levels and created new support levels down in this area, but it's not there anymore. So this is a good buy zone and this is a good sell zone. So definitely be aware that it is coming into that sell zone area. NIO definitely gapped up, showing strong signs of confirmation. Now, NIO is a EV company, so there's nothing really saying that it doesn't necessarily have to go back down, but there is a 40% potential on NIO, okay, NIO. So be aware of that. Ocugen, this is a company that we have sold in the past. Recently, we were able to make around 100% profit, but on a very small position. I think I only put like $100 in it, so I made $200, or I made $100 off of $100, which gave me $200 when I walked away. But that $100, that 100% investment is not bad for a penny stock, right? It went from $1 to $2. So $1 times 100 is $100. Bought 100 shares, went up to $2, sold it for $200. Now we are out of that position. Why? Because we found confirmation on this EMA level, and then we already had a sell level here, right? It blew past the sell level just a little bit, but this is our sell zone. Okay, this is our resistance area. Sold, and if I was smart, I would have bought here and sold again at another 50% profit, but I didn't. And now it's starting to confirm more area of confirmation. So even buying here to here, 50 to 60% profit on Ocugen. Okay, now remember, I never tell you what to buy, hold, or sell. All I can do is show you what I'm doing to beat the stock market. So definitely consider your thinking process, your trade setups before getting into any trades. DJT. DJT is a company that we have been watching as well, losing almost, I think, 80%, 70% of its total market cap in a really small amount of time. And now it is slowly trailing back up. It's already up 100% in 10 days. Could have doubled your money. Having $1,000, you could have doubled it to $2,000. Still potential here for it to go back up to previous support level or resistance levels now, 35%, and potentially even higher at around 70% on DJT, or Trump Media and Technology. Rita is a company that we have been following for some time. We did trade this on that very first day of the IPO and was able to make 24% profit, about $250 off of $1,000 investment. If anyone who who didn't sell here and thought they would just wait and ride it out, made over 60% profit in just a few days. It looks like about 5 days. Okay, now it has gone all the way back down, so if you were holding, you would have lost 50% of that position holding. That's why we never like to hold stocks overnight. Well, now it's starting to show signs of some consolidation, possible confirmation here, trying to break past this recent support level, and it has gotten as low as around $38. Now that would be your buy zone area. If it can break this resistance level, which used to be a support level, then this will then turn green, okay, showing that it's a strong support. And then the next resistance level could potentially be at the 51, 60, and $67 mark. So it has a little bit of testing to still do, but with potential to grow another 50 to 60% if it does find strong confirmation. Now, NVIDIA is also finding its support here. Okay, it did have a support level previously at these levels, about 879, and it did find some lows of about 758. Now, 758 would have been a great opportunity to buy, okay, because it already is up 15%, with the potential for it to go up another 10 to 12%. Okay, so it doesn't mean it has to, but it definitely could. Okay, so definitely be watching out for NVIDIA. These companies will also determine QQQ and how they go up. Now, Coney is one of those companies we have been trading as well. We recently got its dividend. Let's see, daily. We got its dividend of $2.79. Okay, that's how much it paid out on a $25 company. $25 per share, it paid out $2.79. So that was 10% in 1 month. And as you can see here, it pays every single month. So Coney's one of those companies that I've had my eye on. It has already gone up over 130% with multiple dividend payouts. Now, I did buy here. It did correct, and with its, what do you call it? With its dividend payout, it did go down, and I sold, but didn't lose any money. I made over $30 in dividends, and my position size went down like 22 bucks. So I made a little bit of money, and that's okay because we're going to be buying it again. Now, it's going to be having a payout pretty soon because it recently paid out on April 4th. So it should pay again on May 4th, which is just a few days away. May 4th is on a Saturday this coming week. So you'd probably want to get in on Thursday or Friday, which would be May 2nd or May 3rd. And you could potentially make another 10% on your investment for dividends, and maybe another 10% or so of appreciation buying at this level. Now, I should have bought down here, and we could have been up over 24% with the 10% dividend, or 34% on your investment. Now, 34% on your investment would be $340 on a $1,000 investment. Not too bad. Everyone who likes Robinhood has made some huge gains over the last couple of months, and it has had a area where it has come down. Now that's good for us because these are opportunities to buy, right? It's showing strong signs of confirmation or rejection with some signs of, what am I trying to say? Consolidation. Okay, it's kind of flatlined or went sideways, and now it wants to break past the SMA line. It did already pass this EMA line, the blue line, right? And it has already gone up about 5%, with the potential for it to go up another 13%. Doesn't mean it has to, but with recent patterns, it goes down and then it goes up, and it goes down and then it goes up. So Robinhood is one of those companies that potentially can make you some money. A lot of people use Robinhood. I know I personally have money in the Robinhood app, and I'm sure a lot of you watching use Robinhood as well. Palantir also finding its bottom here. Okay, we've been tracking Palantir for a while. $20 a share at one point, and now it's already up to $22. Showcasing about a 10% return with potential to make another 12% and potentially 20% profit if it continues this trend in the upward direction. Now, it has been up here before at the $27 level and kind of liked this $25 level. So I can say that it's safe to probably assume it might bounce off this $25 level, giving you about a 12% profit right now with its current levels. All right, we're going to go over a couple of more. Now, I do have a ton of other ones that we can go over, but the ones that I really wanted to showcase was SoFi. SoFi is finally making some big moves. It's blowing past all of its resistance levels, which are now creating support levels. And for anyone who was smart, would have bought down at those $7 mark and would now be up 15% on their investment. But guys, there's still plenty of potential for this company to go up even more. As you can see here, it kind of like this $9 area of resistance, as well as this $9.45 area of resistance. But overall, it has gotten as high as $10.50. Doesn't mean that it has to get back up to those levels, but it definitely can. So if you're looking to trade, you have a potential from now at the $8.10 mark, which it's up 3% after hours over the weekend, to making another 12 to 16% on your investment. So we're going to see how this plays out for this week. Now, last but not least, I know this Sunday night stock talk is getting a little bit long. Again, I haven't done this. I haven't done a Sunday night stock talk probably like a week or two. So I'm just trying to catch everyone up on what I'm looking at, and also what I'm looking at now for this week. So Amazon, I believe, already had a really good area to buy at that $167 level, and now it's trading here making about a 7% profit. Now there is plenty of potential for it to go up even more, another 5% or so, and of course go up even higher than that, because again, it's Amazon. So I could see it going up 10, 20, 30%. With that said, just remember that this is a strong resistance level. It's in that resistance level area. So if it breaks past this resistance level, which it looks like it's trying to do right now, it's past the EMA and it jumped past the SMA, showing strong signs of upward momentum, but doesn't necessarily mean it has to. It can come crashing down Monday morning and your position can go from entering into a 6 to 7% loss. Okay, so we want to make sure that we have confirmation that this company is going to be going up and rather than down. So definitely be cautious with Amazon. Mara also playing up. As you can see, it had previous support levels of $14. Bounced off of $14, guys. I mean, it's not rocket science, okay? It really isn't. These patterns tend to repeat themselves. Look how many times it topped out right here at the $31 level, right? Okay, it hit it 1, almost 2, 3, and blew past it on the 4th time of the resistance level. It has highs of $34, and look how many times it touched its support level. $14 support level, $14 support level, $16, so they didn't quite make it, $16 again, and then it hit that support level again at $14. Now these turn into support, right? The red lines are resistance, but now it's not a resistance anymore. It blew past the resistance and went above it, so now they become support levels. Now, this is a strong area of a buy opportunity in the future and would have been a great buy opportunity recently, showcasing that it has already gone up over 36%, guys. Mara has gone up over 36% in 1 week, making $360 on a $1,000 investment or $720 on a $2,000 investment, okay? A lot of my viewers on this channel make anywhere from, say, like $400 to maybe $800 a week, hopefully, right, with your jobs. You could have made almost $400 on a $1,000 investment or $800 on a $2,000 investment. Okay, guys, you're literally matching your hard-earned money income with simple trading strategies that I'm showcasing in this video. Now, there is still room for this to grow, obviously. It's Mara. I've heard really great things about Mara. I have a video about Mara if you want to check it out. I do have videos talking more in depth about why Mara is going up, why to look for it. But basically, overall, Mara is going to be doubling its hash rate from about 25 to 50, which will be doubling its hash rate and its Bitcoin mining potential. Okay, which just means it's going to have more Bitcoin in the future, more investors, more equipment, more everything by the end of the year. So this has a potential to go up 70% still from its previous highs. Now 70% on a $1,000 investment is now $700 profit. On a $2,000 investment, that's $1,400 profit. So that's probably a little bit more than 10. I believe I talked about like 11 or 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I gave you 14 potential trading setups that you could make this week to make you some really good money. We're talking 10% plus for the week. Again, I like to trade at about 40%. Like to make about 40% profit a week. So that is my goal. That doesn't have to be your goal. 10% a week would be great. But just think about this. Some people invest their money to make 8 to 10% in a year. Okay, in a whole year, 10 or 20%. We are talking about making 10% a week, 40% a month. Okay, so if you want to get involved and you want to learn more about how I'm doing it, follow me along with my journey, growing this $1,000 cash account for you guys while still being able to trade my $30,000 margin account. If you guys have any questions, definitely feel free to ask away. Reach out to me, join that private group. There's over 70,000 members. We have over I think like 3 or 4 moderators now. We're looking for some more moderators. And with that said, too, we have over 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. So even just commenting below, we have a lot of people that will reach out to you, answer questions, and also myself will help answer those questions for you. So feel free to ask. And yeah, we will see you guys tomorrow morning in our live day trading session where we are going to be making some moves, some plays. You get to watch me trade live, see what my thought process is, my ideas, why did I buy, why did I sell, and ask me questions real time as I trade live. Thanks for your time. Thanks for watching, and we will see you all in tomorrow's live stream. Thank you, and have a good night.